Okay. Now it says I'm live, but let me double check. All right, let me double check and see if I'm live. All right. Okay. Hold on, because I need to figure out. Okay. Oh, let me turn that down. All right, so what is going on, beautiful beings and conscious co-creators? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Demi, and today is Wednesday, so as usual, we do our What's the Sitch Wednesday, or What's the Sitch Sis Wednesday. Today is a special day though, because it is November 11th, 2020, 11/11. And so I wanted you guys, I'm going to read a little bit of this article really quickly so you guys can understand why I am making this video the way that I'm going to make it, and I'll explain that after I read the video. So this read the article. This article is coming from the secretoftarot.com. If you guys want to check out that website, I really enjoy that website, particularly for angel messages. And there's a section, and I'll show you on my phone. It's called the spiritual meaning of angel number 1111. So really quickly, before I go into that, some of you guys may not know, but oftentimes the universe, spirit, angels, even our spirit guides, our ascended masters, they communicate with us through different means, be it visions, be it, just channeling from other people who are open for that. They'll channel messages to you, and they also come in the form of numbers sometimes. And so, I want you guys, as you're kind of continuing on your spiritual journey, to be very aware of any repetitive numbers that you may see. So if you continue to see, 333, whether you are checking out at a grocery store, or whether you are, gas, maybe not, maybe you see 3333 for gas, take a note of the numbers that you are constantly seeing in a repetitive fashion, because, a lot of times those are messages that are supposed to be communicated to you. And so lately I've actually been seeing a lot of, different numbers. And so sometimes that also can, I think that when you start seeing multiple numbers, like I've been seeing a lot of 555s, 444s, and 1111s. And so to me, I think that, I receive that as my angels kind of communicating to me, there's a lot of movement that's about to start happening, and we want you to get prepared. And so, and because I've been studying angel numbers for a little over a year now, I kind of get an understanding of like when I'm starting to see reoccurring numbers, what that means. And so for you guys specifically, if you have been seeing the number 1111 often, this message is definitely going to be something you can take information from. But if not, just in the spirit of November 11th, I wanted to give you guys some 1111 messages. So the first thing that this article says is, when a number appears numerous times, it strengthens its meaning. Seeing angel number 1111 is an emphatic message from the angels that we are engaged in the ascension process. Okay, so I know on my channel I talk a lot about spiritual journeys, spiritual awakenings, and just the process of just kind of, advancing into the higher version of yourself, whatever level that may be. Some of us, our soul comes here to ascend, into the frequency of enlightenment, and some of us, it's just the task of, well, honestly, this is why I always say, like, try to figure out what your purpose is. I always say, if you need to go and find a tarot reader, or you need to open yourself up for spirit to communicate with you directly via meditation, and just being open and allowing, understanding your purpose, understanding what you came here for, what you're supposed to be doing here, understanding the reason why you keep waking up every day, whether it's to contribute to the world, whether it's to change the world, whether it's just to exist, whether it's to help a specific person. You get those messages when you are open to spirit. And so one of the things that I think helps is, like, for those of you guys who do have the journey and the goal of ascension, because we are in the age of Aquarius. So a lot of us are waking up to, this broader perspective of living life, of experiencing life, of our journey. Within our journey, a lot of us are waking up to that. And so, a lot of us are trying to figure out, like, okay, so what is that I'm supposed to be doing here? What is it that I'm meant to be doing here? Again, angel messages, I know I'm kind of rambling, but angel messages are really helpful for that. They kind of guide you when it's like subtle. It's very subtle. So that's why I'm like, you have to be in tuned and tapped in. So now that we have that, now that I read that article, basically this episode of What's the Sitch is going to be all about giving you words of encouragement and messages during this journey that you're on. If you are striving for ascension, if you're heading towards the ascension process, if you are just, continuing to elevate yourself. Hey. Oh, I remember you. Hey. So yeah, this message is about, words of encouragement while you are, going through your ascension process. Just anything that you need to hear. As I said before, some people are open for channeling. And there are a lot of times where I've opened myself to channel messages, for other people, and right now I am setting the intention for spirit to use me as a vessel to communicate the messages that are needed for the collective, those of you guys who are watching this currently, and those of you guys who are going to be watching this in the playback. Okay, Ashe, Ashe, and we're confirming that. So I know I rambled a lot, but I really want to get this out to you guys, and the sooner you get these messages, the better. So I'm just going to shuffle for a second. I hope all of you guys are doing well. I hope all of you guys are feeling good. I hope all of you guys are taking care of yourselves, because as I preach on my channel, that is no one else's job and responsibility but your own. So I hope you guys are taking care of yourself. I hope you guys are, tuning into yourself, your wants and your needs, and you're handling that, okay? You missed my last live. Last week's live was actually a hot mess, and that's why I never saw the light of day after I went live. I was having hella connection issues, and so yeah, that was just it was terrible. And I'm not a perfectionist, but I like things to flow a certain way. So when they don't, it's a problem for me. So that's why there was there was a live, but it was so much mess and havoc happening. And I like to choose the path of least resistance. So when I feel a lot of opposition and things just not working right, I use that moment to discern whether or not I'm forcing something, or whether or not, something still needs to happen, but I need to go about it a different way. And that really felt like, it felt forced. So, if it's not meant to be, if spirit's communicating louder than my actions or my efforts, I have to listen. So that's why you didn't see a live. That's why a live wasn't posted. All right. Spirit, what messages? Seven of Swords. What messages for the general collective? Oh, and if you hear noise in the background, my partner is making us breakfast. So, you shouldn't hear a lot, but if you do, that's what's happening in the background. All right, Spirit, sorry for that. I wanted to, because I heard my oven beep, so I just want to let you guys know. For the general collective, Spirit, Emperor, what messages are needed for, for their current ascension process, where they are in their spiritual journey. Any messages of advice or encouragement? I'll take it. That all came out together. So even that, the fact that all, like, it's like 3 cards that all came out together. I see that some of you guys are going to be having a lot of things happen to you back to back rapidly. That's something that's indicated. The message that first came out on here, over here, when I asked the question, was the Emperor card. I'll read the cards off really quickly though. We have the Emperor, we have the 6 of Pentacles, we have the Death card, the Moon card, and the 10 of Wands, which is even crazier that these all 3 came together, stacked on top of each other. I'll get into that in just a second. The Emperor card comes in, and I want you guys to understand that you're entering a season that you're probably going to be in for a little bit of time. It feels like a very stable season. It feels like a season that's going to be packed with a lot of lessons for you. And so wherever you're venturing into, if you're getting prepared to make a move, to make a change, know that this next phase of your life is going to be one that you're going to be in for a little bit of time. I mean, I'm talking years. And then the fact that 6 of Pentacles is here. One, we know Pentacles is a slow moving element within the tarot. You know, Pentacles is about learning. Pentacles is about establishing, growing, and building. It's not a lot of fast action happening in the Pentacles. So the fact that the 6 of Pentacles comes out tells me okay, I'm sorry guys. I wanted to make sure that my video was working right, because I looked over and I saw that it froze. So you guys can still see me, right? Have a good meal after my life. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. I hope you guys can still see me and hear me. But what I was saying was the 6 of Pentacles, one, that's a slow moving card, but also it talks about being in a position to not only receive, but also give. So some of you are entering a season of being fruitful. Some of you are entering a season of being able to consider yourselves blessed, not necessarily lucky. Well, I don't really necessarily believe in luck. I just believe in being prepared and, you know, ready to accept the opportunity when it comes. And so some of you guys are entering a season where blessings are going to be upon you. And I really want you guys to remember that when you enter a season where you are becoming more fruitful in your life, when you're becoming more, you know, you start to have access to more, acquire more, you have to remember the flow of energy. That money, or those resources, they're tools. They're things for you to use, and they're energy as well. Money is energy. So when you're entering to the season of being fruitful, of being abundant, of having more than you have had in a while, please remember to also reciprocate that energy and give. Okay, so as you receive, you give. It's the flow of energy. You don't want to hold on, and you don't want to create that 4 of Pentacles energy. And it's not even a coincidence that, at least for right now, it hasn't came up, because Spirit is not calling you to hold on. Spirit is wanting you to learn how to receive and give, and receive and give. That's the cycle that you're entering in. So where there's an opportunity to give and your heart is open for it, which, you know, we want to make sure that we are not in ego when we're maneuvering throughout this season, so that when we have the opportunity to give and be a blessing to other people, we can, thus continuing the cycle of this energy of being abundant. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now moving on over here, we have Death card, the Moon card, and the 10 of Wands. Some of you guys are going to be letting go of old habits. Some of you guys are going to be letting go of things about yourselves that do not serve you. I think some of you guys, there's a situation that's going to happen to you guys. The Tower card came out, and I pulled that out to clarify that Moon card. And so, as I said, something's going to happen. There's a situation that's going to happen that's you can look at it one of 2 ways. And I think Spirit is saying how you look at it will determine how you respond to it. And it'll also determine whether or not you enjoy this new season you're in. Because as I said over here, I do believe that there's going to be abundance coming for some of you. There's going to be blessings coming from some of you. Some of you, your prayers are going to be answered. But also with that abundance, with that, fruitfulness, there will be a test. Something is going to happen. It's going to challenge you to let go of an old way of maybe thinking, an old way of being, an old way of just living. It's going to ask you to let that go. And how you respond to that is really going to determine your perspective. And also, I think it's going to figure out whether or not you're ready to even go on to that next level, because it only goes up from here, you guys. So it's asking, can you detach enough? That's that death card. Can you detach enough to evolve higher past your current circumstance and situations? I feel like what you're getting is kind of like a taste test for what can really be your life. And it's all about whether or not you're going to be prepared to evolve and elevate. I hope that makes sense, because I feel like I'm kind of rambling. Ace of Cups. Yeah, it's a beautiful opportunity. I feel like Spirit's like, here, this is your taste test. We're going to give you this opportunity to really show us what you're made of, show us what is possible. And, you know, whether or not how you choose to act, or, you know, how you choose to work the resources that we give you. Because like I said, that money, that's a resource. So how you choose to how you choose to manipulate that resource, how you choose to create and move forward. I mean, we're talking about magician energy here. You guys are co-creators, as I call you guys. So how you choose to you know, use the money that we give you. You know, some of you, I mean, it may be a lottery winner, like you may win the lottery. Some of you may be just gifted some money, you know, money's coming. And so it's just like, what are you going to do with this money? Are you going to hold on to it? Are you going to invest in yourself? Are you going to advance? Are you going to, you know, like, what are you going to do? Are you going to blow the money? I feel like this test is really going to show your character, and it's also going to show whether or not you're ready to move forward, whether or not you're ready to advance, essentially. What else Spirit, for the collective? Any messages, advice, insight, clarification for... Oh, all of these came out? Jeez. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, it's I see it kind of being it's like two sides of the sword. I mean, this is a lot of cards that came out all together, and it's just like, I feel like it's a lot of movement. I feel like, and I also feel like for some reason, there are a lot of entities watching you as well. Some of you guys, well, I don't know, because I've talked about spirit guides and angels before. I feel like your spiritual team, you have a lot of entities, you have a lot of energies, or like beings, deities. You have a lot of those watching you, and I feel like there's a lot of them that are with you and kind of looking over you. And so someone needs to know, you know, if you do feel alone, know that you're not alone. Know that there are entities that want your highest good. They want you to be okay. They want you to feel safe. They want you to be abundant. They're rooting for you. And if you are feeling a little lost or alone, you know, it's literally, I mean, I know it's a little cheesy, but they're a phone call away. You know what I mean? They're there. You just have to learn how to access it. And sometimes we have to know accessing it is not always the most logical thing that we think to do. It's not something that we're taught. We're not taught how to access spirit. But and this is just a general advice. I mean, this is just general advice. One of the ways you can access is meditation, of course. That is one of the best ways to kind of center yourself, ground yourself, and begin to move closer to spirit. Okay. So we have Page of Wands. I am going to read these cards, and then I'm going to move on to the next deck. We have Page of Swords, right? And I look at Page of Swords and I immediately think back to the Ten of Wands, where I was talking about some of you guys, you have a mouth on you. Some of you guys are real quick-witted, like as far as like your mouth, and your mouth can make or break a deal. You can, you know, be a very encouraging person. You can be a very loving person, but also you can cut with your tongue. You know how to say things to really move people in a positive way or a negative way. Spirit is saying, watch your mouth, watch what comes out of your mouth. I've said in my last, or not my last video, because my last video was a candle ceremony. But I think in one of those other videos, I did say, like, some of us really need to remember, especially in these times. I know some of you guys who are spiritually inclined, you kind of feel the tension in the air. Especially my empaths out there. Some of you guys know that curses come from your mouth. Okay. So watch what you say, watch how you speak in this season. Okay. And I'm even saying in the next couple of months, watch what you say, watch how you respond out of anger, especially verbally. Okay. Lead with your heart. Queen of Cups comes out. Knight of Pentacles. Again, I said there are a lot of energies that I feel like are watching over you, and they're watching to see what you're doing, because right now, some of you guys are in a student position. Some of you guys are just learning. Some of you guys are just learning. I'll read that in just a second. Because I don't want to lose my train of thought, but I'll get to you in just a second, that comment, because it's like a couple of sentences. So give me a second. But some of you guys are in a student position, and what Spirit doesn't want you to do is kind of take this understanding of like, well, I know everything, and just start, going left. Like, stay in the student's position, stay in the student's role, because there's so much for you to learn. And I don't want you guys to jump the bullet and think, okay, well, I learned this, so I'm ready for the next level. What's next? Like, no, you need to not only just learn it, you have to be able to reproduce it. You have to be able to pass that test, and that test hasn't came yet. We're back over here with the Death, the Moon, and the Wands. That Tower moment, it hasn't happened for you guys. And if you think it has happened, it hasn't. So that even tells you right there, you're not ready, because that Tower, it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet. Six of Wands. This feels like ego. Six of Wands, Knight of Wands, and Devil. Yeah, this feels like ego. This feels like some of you guys, Spirit is asking you to take more control over your ego. Take more of an awareness perspective on when you're allowing ego to come out, okay? Because some of you are letting ego run rampant. Some of you are you're doing what you want to do, and you're not considering how it's affecting you, your walk, or others, your loved ones. It's selfish, but in a way where it's out of control, and it's not being driven by something that is pure source. You know what I mean? You're not being guided by source, essentially, is what I'm saying. That's for some of you. I don't believe that's for all of you. But also, this is going to address some of you guys' addictions, some of you guys' obsessions with things. If you feel like you have a lack of control over a person, this could be a person that you may be obsessed with or connected to, that you really should sever that tie. This could be an addiction or obsession to social media. This could be food. This could be something, whatever this is, it's not serving you. And I think that this is also an opportunity for you to release that. And whatever this is could be driving you, even for this 10 of Wands right here. This could be driving you to, when you start to change some of the ways, because I said over here, 10 of Wands, this feels like something that you have to change within yourself. I feel like by you even committing to do that, this Devil card, a lot of the stuff that's tied to this aspect about yourself that's not serving you, where you're meant to go, that stuff will be released. But I feel like some of your characteristics are holding on and tying to elements that don't serve you. People, social media. Sometimes we get sucked into social media and we begin to, our self-esteem is threatened. Sometimes, the way that we look at ourselves, the way that we look at other people, it can all be skewed. Okay, so please, and this is another message I'm hearing, please keep in mind what social media is. Keep in mind what Facebook, Instagram, hell, even YouTube, please keep in mind what they are designed to do. And I'm talking on a spiritual aspect, okay? So this is going to require you, honestly, this feels like a test of spiritual maturity. This really does. 10 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords. Yeah, this feels like a bit of spiritual maturity. And it's like Spirit's like, are you really ready for this next level? Because it's here for you and it's waiting for you. But some of you guys who may be, and I know I made a video also about feeling stuck, but some of you guys who feel like nothing is happening, some of you guys who feel like you're just kind of, you're a cat chasing their tail, this is why. Because the next level is requiring a little bit of maturing for you. And now I go back to this page of swords here, where it's like some of you guys really need to learn wisdom, practice wisdom, and learn how to play that character, essentially, if that even makes sense. Some of you, 4 of Swords, some of you, could benefit from a fast, from whatever that devil card is. I see this as a fasting card. This Devil card with the 4 of Swords, taking a leave of absence from that thing and seeing how that impacts your life. So maybe, you go on a social media cleanse or a social media fast. Maybe you go on a sweets, or, maybe you have a specific diet that, doesn't serve you. Maybe you eat out a lot. So maybe you go on a fast from doing that. Sorry, I'm a bit nasally, so I'm going to take out a couple of Abraham Hicks cards, and then if you guys want, we can do a little bit of personal reading at the end. Ooh, cards just flew. Hold on a second. I'm going to shuffle that again. Okay, Spirit, we're asking in this deck of Abraham Hicks cards, any messages that are needed for the collective, those that are currently watching this and those that will be watching this in the playback, any messages of encouragement, advice out of this deck. Thank you. It says, I can always reach for a thought that feels better. I can always reach for a thought that feels better. It says, your decision to reach for a thought that feels good is a powerful decision, for it serves you in many ways. Sorry. I'll say that again. Your decision to reach for a thought that feels good is a powerful decision, for it serves you in many ways. The better feeling thought reverberates within you, opening passageways to well-being that reach far beyond this one good feeling thought. So, what I was saying earlier, as far as like, you know, watch what you're saying, watch your thought, like watch your words, you know, your words hold power. And some of you, this is really going to be a test to, you know, how you speak of other people, how you speak of yourself, because you can bless someone, you can bless yourself, and you can curse yourself as well. Well, now I feel like even on a deeper level, before you even say the word, Spirit is saying even your thoughts, like it starts with your thoughts. And so now we're talking about monitoring your thoughts. Okay, so when you start to feel, as I was saying before, with, you know, some of you guys may be suffering, or, you know, maybe dealing, I don't even want to say suffering. Some of you guys may be dealing with insecurity issues. Some of you guys may be dealing with esteem issues. Some of you guys have been hurt by other people in the past, and that has stuck with you. You haven't been able to move forward. You haven't been able to move on. It's still impacting you as if it just happened today. And Spirit is saying those thoughts that you keep recycling about that situation, you know, replace those with thoughts that feel good. You don't have to, and that's the thing, guys, we have to begin to be conscious thinkers, okay? You don't have to recycle those low vibrating thoughts, those low vibrational thoughts, you know, the thoughts that lead you to depression, the thoughts that lead you to anxiety, the thoughts that just put you in a really negative space. You don't have to recycle those. You can learn. It's like a muscle. It's like working out. When you learn to, you know, work this muscle, and then you get stronger and stronger, and it's not so hard. That's what your mind is. Your mind is a muscle for you guys to work. So it's just about practice. So I'll give you an example for those of you guys who resonate with what I'm saying. Oh God, is this out of focus? Shoot. Hold on. I'll fix it. Okay, I fixed it. I'm so sorry. Is it fixed? Okay. So the screen went out, and now it should be back. Okay, I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm not techie, so it's a learning curve with me in this webcam. But basically, I gave an example, and I was like, you know, what I was gonna do was give an example, is what I meant to say. So like, a negative thought, you know, oh, I don't deserve love, or I'm not attractive. Let's do I'm not attractive, okay? You think in your head, like, I'm not attractive. And so what you begin to do, even without even meaning to, is not only do you begin to recycle that thought, but now that thought begins to grow. It's like it grows weeds, like a fucking tree, right? Like it's just like roots, and then it just starts to expand. But it's expanding in all the directions that, you know, correlate with the general thought of I'm not attractive, you know? And so what Spirit is saying to do with this Abraham Hicks card is gravitate towards thoughts that feel better. Okay, so maybe when you start to feel like, oh, I feel like, you know, I don't feel that attractive, you need to have basically go-to thoughts that immediately cause you to either not think about what you're about to think of, or completely replace it. So if you don't know one, like if you it's ready. Okay. Thank you, sweetheart. If you don't have a thought that completely replaces the I'm not attractive, because maybe you just don't feel that way and you don't want to force it, then that's fine. But what I don't want you to do is sit in that. So if that exists for right now, then we have work to do. But for the moment, we're gonna table that, and we're gonna come over here and we're gonna talk about how successful you are, or how creative you are, or how smart you are. We're gonna focus on something that you do know and you do believe in yourself. So maybe you don't feel, the most attractive right now. And while we're dealing with that and while we're getting healing for that, instead of trying to focus so much on replacing that thought, come over here and talk about something that you do believe within yourself. Maybe you're a brilliant cook. Maybe you're a great writer or a singer. So then focus over here on that, because that is a good feeling thought. And that is easier to access. This is what Abraham Hicks teaches about. That thought is easier to access than you trying to figure out how to replace "I'm not attractive" and forcing it. Okay, so while we're dealing with this over here, this esteem, don't focus on the esteem then. Let's focus on something else that we know, this is my ish. I dominate over here. I may not feel like the most attractive right now, but I know I'm funny as hell. So I'm gonna focus up on the fact that I'm funny and that I can make people laugh and I can make people smile and feel good. Okay. So that is your message. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna read some of these comments really quick. Okay. Let's see. Speaking of entities, I asked Spirit to send me a green flash if I'll win this audition, and I got one within seconds, but I lost. Now I'm kind of skeptical about Spirit. Well, okay, so the first thing I was going to actually say is I actually did that too. I don't necessarily think we should be, testing Spirit like that, but I'm not going to lie and say I never did that, because I literally did that. I was like, Spirit, look, I need some assurance that I'm going the right way. I need to see a rabbit right now. And, at the time where I was in that area, there were no rabbits around, and I was just like, I want to see a rabbit, like a little bunny or something. I said a rabbit, I think though. And literally I was walking around the area and I saw no rabbits, and I was just like, damn. So, crap, and so I ended up saying, I'm just going to go home, walk to my door. And I actually took another way. I don't know why I did that, but something told me to take the back way, which is really weird because it was dark outside and I never take that way ever. I still don't take that way, but I took that way. I took that way this night, and there was a rabbit sitting there. And so, so basically I'm saying that for those of you guys who, I'm going to address your statement in a second though, but for those of you guys, I feel like I don't really think we should technically test Spirit in that way. I think there needs to be a level of faith, but also at the same time, like, I'm not going to front and say that I've never done it, and that it hasn't been successful for me, because Spirit did give me that confirmation. But for you specifically, you said you didn't see a green flash. You said that you saw a green flash and then you lost, right? I asked Spirit to send me a green flash and if I'll win this audition, and I got one within seconds, but I lost. Now I'm kind of skeptical. For you, I don't know. I just think that my first inclination is, sometimes we pick something, sometimes we want something where the greater purpose is that wasn't for us. It wasn't meant for us. It's not something that we're supposed to do. That flash could have just been Spirit saying, we hear you, but not necessarily saying we're in agreement with what you're trying to do or where you're trying to go. So it could have just been a confirmation of we're here, because maybe you were testing them because your faith was a little shaky. And maybe they felt like that was the best way to communicate because you were expecting it. And so it's like, the screen flash is here to say, we heard you, we received you, but we're not in agreement with you. And then on top of that, you have to understand that there are other things at place too that can kind of override. And I'm about to get into, the belief of magic. Okay. So just because you're asking Spirit for a green light doesn't mean someone else that was participating maybe in that didn't already do work with other spirits to gain them favor in winning this audition. So, if you're trying to, and I don't want to encourage anyone to go a specific direction, because your belief system is your belief system and what you're led to and what you're guided to is for you. But the way that I operate, If I want something to happen and I'm very specific, like I want this, or, this is what I want to see in my life, I believe in magic, and I will perform magic acts to make certain that this happens. And so if it's that important for you to be more specific about what you're creating in your life, then I would say maybe look into that if that's something that you're open to. Okay, now let me finish reading on. Hopefully my message made sense. I just had an argument with my mom. I'll be careful with my words. Yes, yes. See, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes, especially in the fit of anger, we say a lot of things that we don't mean, but what we have to remember is, one, you cannot take back words, okay? Words will always stick. I mean, there are people who still sit in the same place they were 10 years ago because of what someone said to them. So as conscious co-creators, when you watch my channel, I'm holding you to a certain standard, maybe a standard that you're not even used to being held to, but I'm going to keep you accountable, and I'm going to tell you, hey, you are better than that. You are higher than that. You are capable of more than that. So don't deduce yourself, and don't allow your anger to get the better of you and cause you to curse people that you really don't have the heart to curse. Okay. But yeah, that's thanks. I just had a slight breakdown because I really want a nose. You really want a nose? I don't get it. Oh, hi, Blossom Light. Hello, how are you? So that I don't know what you meant. A nose, you want a nose. But that is the reading. If you guys want a question, I can stay on for maybe like 5 more minutes, maybe answer one question or so, because my sweetheart just made my plate, and I have to eat before I go work out. So maybe one question, or it's only 4 of y'all on here right now. But if you have a specific question, feel like now's your time, because I literally am not going to stay on too long this time. Oh, a nose job. Oh, I was like, you want a nose? Why don't you have a nose? What happened to your nose? I don't judge, but I was really confused. You want a nose job? Okay. Well, I mean, look, if you want a nose job, then, can you not get a nose job? Does anybody have a personal question while I'm still on? Yeah, ask a question. Is the path I'm taking with auditions and the stuff... Oh, wait, no. Is the path I'm taking with auditions and stuff on the right path? Is that the right path? Okay. Is that the right path? Is that the right path for them, Spirit? The auditions that they're taking, is that the right path for them? And I'll get to the other question in just a second. Is that the right path? I'm actually going to shuffle this for a second. Give me you know what? Actually, I'm not doing that with this. I'm going to use a different deck. I just heard I'm not using the right deck. Okay. That's why that happened, I feel. We have 6 of Pentacles that came out immediately. Okay, so we have 6 of Pentacles, and I'm going to pull a little bit more cards out. 6 of Pentacles came out. The Emperor came out. 8 of Cups. 3 of Wands. I don't know. I don't see that being the right path, just because there's so much more for you. And I think Spirit wants you to broaden your horizons, expand it. I think that maybe it's something about auditions that you're supposed to be in, but I think the fact that you're limiting yourself to auditions is obscuring your view of the full potential that Spirit wants you to see. I think there's something else within the arena, but I don't think it's auditions exactly. And then you have 8 of Cups, which always talks about walking away, but it's walking away to something better, to something greater. So if you are kind of having a lot of resistance towards that, because I remember you mentioning that in your statement earlier, I feel like Spirit is saying that, you know, I think that there's something greater and kind of further out there for you, and that it may have something to do with auditions or something that you're looking to get within the audition, but it's not the audition itself. And I feel like and then, like, you know, Six of Pentacles is here too. So I do feel like it's something about the auditions that you think you're getting from doing it. You're like, oh, I need to audition because I want to do this. But Spirit is like, no. The thing that you're wanting to do, there's another avenue for you to take. And we want you to kind of do that. But it's going to require a little bit of thinking. Okay, this is Emperor card. It's very masculine vibe. So it's like, you know, it's about planning and then taking action. So that's what I'm picking up for you so far. I'm going to pull out a couple more cards and then I'm going to get to the next question. Page of Pentacles. Huh? Okay. Page of Pentacles and then Ace of Cups. Yeah, I see it being something else for you. Does anyone secretly like you? Does anyone secretly like me? Okay, I'm going to answer this one more question and then my sweetheart saying we got to go. We got to get off. Does anyone like them, Spirit? Is there anyone that secretly likes them? Five of Wands. Hold on. Okay, Five of Wands. There's a lot of wine energy. Five of Wands, Four of Wands, Ace of Wands, Eight of Wands. Jeez. And then we have the Knight of Swords. Back of deck is the Tower. I feel like what I'm seeing, particularly since Four of Wands came out for you, I am seeing that, yes, there is someone that has their sights on you, but I feel like they're really trying to figure out how to approach you. They haven't approached you yet, and they're really wrestling with this idea, but I do feel like they like you. And for some reason, this Four of Wands it makes me feel like this is someone that you already know, someone that you're kind of already cool with. And I don't know, it's just like, it's a lot of emotions about it. Like, you know, like they really want to approach you, but I feel like they don't feel like they're ready. And so it's just like, yeah, they like you. Yes, they want to approach you. Knight of Swords is here. Tower card was the back of deck. So, this may be someone that just kind of sporadically says something to you. This may be like a friend of yours that you know, and they come to you just randomly one night when they're drunk or something. Like, this is one of those drunk text calls drunk text calls. I can't talk. This is one of those drunk text or drunk phone calls where they just come to you and like, I like you, and then they hang up. Like, I feel like that's kind of one of those like word vomit. Star card comes out too. I feel like this is one of those word vomit situations where like they do like you and they want to approach you, but they probably don't have the guts to, the galls to, or maybe they're just really hesitant. Maybe they're afraid of rejection. Whoever this is someone that you know. I feel like this is a familiar energy for you. And I do feel like this is someone that's just going to randomly say it, and you're just going to be like, oh, I don't know if this is someone that you're anticipating liking you, but I am feeling like they're really wrestling with themselves about how to tell you, because maybe y'all are maybe y'all are friend zone. Maybe you friend zone them and you don't realize you did that. And so now they're just kind of like, you know, what do I do? How do I get out of it? I flirt a lot with a lot of boys, so I don't know who would like me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like, you know, they're wrestling with themselves, and you flirt, but like they probably don't know like how to read you though, and so they're wrestling with how to tell you. But like I said, just be prepared for like just this random phone call or this random text message. Six of Cups in reverse. Yeah, like I said, I feel like this is someone that's really trying to get out of this friend zone, and this is someone that you do know. I will say that Six of Cups kind of clarifies that. It definitely clarifies that, you know, this is someone that you know. This is someone you're familiar with. But I do have to go. Yeah, I have to go, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am going to be posting another video later on this week. I love you guys. Stay well, and, you know, just continue to meditate and try to stay as peaceful as possible, especially in this time that we're in. Okay. And I'll check back with you guys later on. Okay.